As dawn's first light kissed the ancient city of Mesopotamia, the children, full of anticipation, gathered around Nergal. The air was filled with the promise of a new day, and with it, the continuation of Enlil and Susin's story. Nergal, sensing their eagerness, began, "Today, we uncover the sacred promise made between Enlil and Susin, a vow that echoes the depth of devotion found in the legend of Inanna and Dumuzi." Misharu, his curiosity ever present, asked, "Father, what was their promise?" Nergal looked at each child, his gaze deep and knowing. On the eve of the festival, under the blanket of a star-strewn sky, Enlil and Susin met in the secrecy of the temple gardens. There they vowed to each other that no matter the outcome of the festival, their hearts would remain intertwined forever, like the intertwined reeds along the banks of the Euphrates. Mamitu, her heart touched by their vow, whispered, "That's so beautiful, Father." It was, Nergal agreed. Their promise was like the eternal bond between heaven and earth, unbreakable and steadfast. Lamu, his eyes wide, inquired, "But how did they plan to keep their promise, especially with the king's duties?" Nergal leaned in closer, his voice a hushed tone. They devised a plan. Susin would use the festival as a means to subtly honor Enlil. He commissioned a statue of Inanna, crafted in Enlil's likeness, to be placed in the temple as a symbol of his devotion. Enkimdu, amazed, said, "That's so clever. It's like declaring his love without saying a word." "Exactly," Nergal said. But their plan didn't end there. Enlil, inspired by the tale of Ishtar's journey through darkness to light, decided to face her own fears. Nana, intrigued, asked, "What did she do, Nergal?" Enlil, Nergal continued, began to weave a tapestry, one that depicted the love story of Inanna and Dumuzi. It was her way of expressing her love for Susin, a love as deep and enduring as that of the gods themselves. Misharu, his imagination captured by the tale, pondered, "But what about the festival? What happened there?" Nergal's voice took on a narrative rhythm. The festival was a grand affair, with nobles from across the land in attendance. Susin, though surrounded by potential brides, saw only Enlil in every corner of the temple. Mamitu, her heart fluttering with the romance of it all, said, "It's like they were together, even in a crowd." Indeed, Nergal agreed. Their love was a silent melody, heard only by their hearts. As the festival proceeded, Susin's eyes often wandered to the statue of Inanna, and each time his heart whispered a silent vow to Enlil. Lahmu, his young mind filled with the imagery, asked, "Did anyone suspect the king's true feelings?" Nergal shook his head. No, the secret of their love remained hidden, like the deepest treasures of the earth, but their promise to each other was like a beacon, guiding them through the throng of the festival. As the day waned, Nergal narrated how the festival concluded without Susin choosing a bride, a decision that raised many eyebrows but ultimately respected his role as a wise and thoughtful king. The festival ended, but their love story did not, Nergal said. In the quiet of the temple, under the watchful gaze of the moon, Enlil showed Susin her tapestry. It was a vibrant depiction of their undying love, woven with threads of hope and courage. Enkimdu, moved by the gesture, said, "It's like she gave him a piece of her heart." She did, Nergal confirmed. And in that moment, their promise was renewed, a sacred vow that transcended time and space. The children, lost in the world of Enlil and Susin, felt the weight of their sacred promise. Their hearts ached and rejoiced with the rhythm of the story. Nergal, seeing their rapt attention, concluded for the day. And so, our tale pauses here, with the sacred promise of Enlil and Susin sealed in the heart of the temple. Tomorrow we shall explore how their love continued to grow, facing new challenges and finding new strengths. Under the vast Mesopotamian sky, the children carried the story in their hearts, a tale of love, devotion, and the sacred promises that bind souls together. In their dreams, they walked alongside Enlil and Susin, sharing in their journey of love, a journey marked by the courage to love against all odds. As the twilight hues melded with the darkening sky of Mesopotamia, the children once again gathered around Nergal, their minds still lingering on the sacred promise shared between Enlil and Susin. Nergal, sensing their deep engagement, resumed the tale. The festival might have ended, but the story of Enlil and Susin, much like the never-ending cycle of the Tigris and Euphrates, flowed onward, carving new paths in their lives. Misharu, his curiosity ever bright, asked, "What happened after the festival, father? How did their love evolve?" Nergal, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of ages, replied, "The festival's end brought relief, but also new challenges. Susin, now more than ever, felt the weight of his crown and his heart's desires." Mamitu, her eyes wide, wondered, "Did they continue to meet in secret, father?" "Yes, they did," Nergal said, "but their meetings grew more sporadic, for the king's duties demanded much of his time. However, their love, like a resilient oasis in the desert, found ways to thrive." Lamu, intrigued, asked, "How did they manage to keep their love alive, Nergal?" "Their secret language of flowers and symbols evolved," Nergal explained. "They began to leave hidden messages for each other in the palace and the temple, small tokens that spoke volumes." Enkimdu, his imagination captivated, inquired, "What kind of tokens, Nergal?" "A small clay tablet inscribed with a poem, a finely crafted amulet hidden beneath a stone, a single feather placed in a secret alcove," Nergal listed, his voice painting a picture of their clandestine communications. Nana, always keen for more, probed, "But wasn't it dangerous? The risk of being discovered must have been high." "It was," Nergal agreed, "but their love had taught them to be cautious yet bold, much like the hero Gilgamesh, who faced many perils on his quest for immortality." Misharu, his heart racing with the adventure of it all, said, "Their love was an adventure, a journey with risks and rewards." "Indeed," Nergal said. "But remember, every adventure also has its moments of doubt and fear. There were times when Enlil, alone in her chamber, felt the pang of uncertainty, much like the goddess Ishtar when she descended into the underworld." Mamitu, her voice laced with empathy, commented, "It must have been hard for her, waiting and wondering." "It was," Nergal confirmed, "but her love for Susin and her belief in their sacred promise gave her strength." Meanwhile, Susin, amid his kingly duties, found solace in the wisdom of the ancient texts, drawing parallels between their love and the timeless tales of gods and mortals. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Nergal delved deeper into the tapestry of their love. One night, under the crescent moon, Susin visited Enlil. In the quiet of the temple gardens, they reaffirmed their vow, promising each other that their love would remain unshaken no matter the trials ahead. Lamu, his young mind filled with the imagery, asked, "Did anyone else know about their love at this point?" "A few trusted confidants," Nergal said, "but their secret was well guarded, protected by the sacred walls of the temple and the silent corridors of the palace." Enkimdu, his heart moved by their devotion, wondered aloud, "Was their love ever threatened, Nergal?" "Their love, like the great city of Uruk, faced threats from within and without," Nergal narrated. "There were whispers, suspicions that grew like vines in the shadows, but their love was a flame that no wind could extinguish." As the fire burned low, Nergal's story reached a poignant moment. One evening, as Susin read from the Epic of Gilgamesh, he came across a passage that mirrored his own heart's journey. It spoke of love as a force that transcends time, a bond that not even death could sever. The children, wrapped in the cloak of the story, felt the eternal nature of Enlil and Susin's love. Their hearts ached and rejoiced with the rhythm of the story. Nergal, seeing their rapt attention, concluded for the night, "And so we leave our lovers holding on to their sacred promise, a vow that would guide them through the labyrinth of fate. Tomorrow we shall see how their love withstands the test of time and destiny." Under the vast Mesopotamian sky, the children carried the story in their hearts, a tale of love, devotion, and the sacred promises that bind souls together. In their dreams, they walked alongside Enlil and Susin, sharing in their journey of love, a journey marked by the courage to love against all odds and the wisdom to find strength in ancient tales. Nergal, sensing their eagerness, resumed the story. As the days turned into months, Enlil and Susin's secret bond grew stronger, much like the legendary bond between the goddess Ereshkigal and her consort Nergal, which thrived despite the barriers between their realms. Misharu, always eager to learn more, asked, "How did they keep their love alive, Father, amidst such challenges?" "With ingenuity and a deep understanding of each other," Nergal explained. Susin, on one occasion, arranged for a play to be performed in the city square. The play, inspired by the tale of Etana and the eagle, was a metaphor for their own ascent to the heights of love. Mamitu, her imagination alight, inquired, "And Enlil, how did she respond to this gesture?" "With a gift of her own," Nergal said. "She composed a hymn to be sung in the temple, its melody a hidden ode to their love, as subtle as it was profound, much like the hymns sung in honor of the goddess Inanna." Lamu, captivated, wondered, "But weren't they afraid that someone might uncover the meanings behind these gestures?" "They were cautious," Nergal assured. "Their expressions of love were veiled in symbolism, understood only by those who knew the language of their hearts." Enkimdu, his thoughts deep in the tale, asked, "What other challenges did they face, Nergal?" "The greatest challenge came when a drought struck the land," Nergal narrated. "Susin, as king, had to focus on aiding his people. It was a time of hardship that tested their love's resilience." Nana, reflective, noted, "It must have been hard for Enlil, not being able to be by his side during such times." "It was," Nergal agreed. "But Enlil, drawing strength from the tale of Anu and Ki, who created order out of chaos, sent secret missives to Susin with words of support and wisdom. Her words were like rain to his drought-stricken soul." As the night deepened, Nergal described how during this difficult period their secret meetings became less frequent, yet their bond remained unbroken. Their love was like the roots of the great date palms, unseen but ever present, holding strong against the winds of adversity. Misharu, moved by their enduring love, said, "Their love was not just a feeling, but a force that held them together." "Indeed," Nergal said, "and it was during one of their rare meetings in the secrecy of a moonlit garden that they made a crucial decision. They realized that their love, hidden though it might be, had the power to inspire and uplift. It was a beacon of hope, not just for them, but potentially for others who faced similar struggles." Mamitu, her heart full of the story, asked, "What was their decision, Father?" Nergal's eyes shone in the firelight. "They decided to compose a series of poems and stories, tales of love and triumph, to be shared anonymously. These works, inspired by their own journey, would be scattered throughout the city, a secret gift to the people of Mesopotamia." Lamu, his young heart touched by their gesture, said, "They turned their love into a legacy." "Exactly," Nergal affirmed. "Their words, like the ancient stories of our land, became a testament to the enduring power of love. And though the people never knew the authors, the tales of courage, hope, and undying affection resonated deeply in their hearts. As the fire dwindled to glowing embers, Nergal concluded the night's tale. And so, dear children, we close a sacred promise with Enlil and Susin's love not only surviving but thriving in secrecy, becoming a silent symphony that played in the hearts of many. Tomorrow, we will embark on The Words of Love, where we will explore the profound impact of their hidden works on the hearts of Mesopotamia. Under the blanket of a star-studded sky, the children drifted off to sleep, their dreams woven with images of secret meetings, symbolic plays, and the powerful words of love that echoed through the streets of an ancient city. In their hearts, they carried the story of Enlil and Susin, a love that transcended the boundaries of their secret world, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who yearned for a love as deep and eternal as theirs.